Lakovia's Sabrina Dockery was very impressive on the first day of the ISA Boys and Girls Champs 2025. New track looks fast, people. Many athletes running close to their personal best, and Dockery setting a PB. Not to mention, SHANOYA Douglas also looked impressive. Card and Shaquille Gordon through to the semis. Welcome back to the channel, people. Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, thank you for making it Peter Lloyd World. Go ahead, please hit the subscribe button so we continue to grow. Hit the notification bell so you know the next video drops. You drop a video each one today here Peter Lloyd World. Also, if you enjoy the content, please hit that like button and finally leave your thoughts. So, ready? Yeah, good to go. Well, recently one of our most treasured female sprint superstars, remarkable Veronica Campbell-Brown, was featured on one of our most treasured female celebrities, the one and only Yendi, on her Odyssey with Yendi. You can check this out on YouTube. I just thought you would love to see this because I know and love Veronica Campbell-Brown as much as I do. Yendi interviewed the legendary Veronica Campbell-Brown. In fact, Yendi shared on her Instagram page and other social media pages, ladies and gentlemen, the Veronica Campbell-Brown, 8-time Olympic medalist, 11-time World Championship medalist, Jamaica's beloved sprint icon. Watch Odyssey with Yendi. I watch it. It's a great video. Go watch it on YouTube now.
I remember running at the stadium barefoot. Imagine that, running at the stadium barefoot. Oh, hot that thing was. I didn't have much at some point, did not have shoes. I did not give up. I had a goal, I had dreams, and I stayed the course whether I had it or not. When I started there, I went as a sprinter, and I ended up had to run the 400 meters because I could not make the sprint team.
Really?
Yes,
That's how deep the team was?
Yes, sometimes we would go on a 20 or 30 minutes run for a warm-up and come back for the workout. And many days I would cry because I'm like, this is too much.
Yeah.
But you cry, but you have to finish. You cannot quit a workout. I love my main competitor in front of me.
Do you also like to be breathing down their neck? Like you want them to hear you come in, you want them to be like, I feel her ear.
Well, I don't do the Serena. No, I don't breathe. I don't.
You said the Serena?
The Serena, Serena on the course. I don't. I think my body was ready to retire. And as athletes, we know.
Yeah.
Sometimes we just don't accept it.
Right.
Need to lose a lot of the baby weight, which again, it takes time. And you cannot, it's not an overnight thing. It's a marathon. It wasn't a sprint, and I wanted to sprint. So
Yes, a good one. There's only one way to know if you can sing or not.
We used to sing the song, Mama, Mama, you know I love you.
Awesome interview. I saw it. You gotta go watch it. Odyssey with Yendi on YouTube. Awesome interview. Veronica Campbell-Brown is just so warm and fuzzy and so wise and so inspiring. Huge fan. Big up yourself. Great one, Veronica Campbell-Brown. So I found this really interesting. And I can't wait to hear your perspective on this. World Athletics announced that the 300-meter hurdles will become an official event. From their release, quote, it will serve all World Athletics statistical purposes, including world rankings, towards which it will score as a similar event to the 400 meters hurdles. A list of world best performances will be kept, while conditions for setting an inaugural world record will be decided at a later stage, once the popularity of the event will have reached a meaningful level. Back in 2021, Carson Warholm ran a world record of 33.36 in Oslo. Last year he ran 33.28 in Norway. In 2022, Femke Ball ran 36. That's 36.86 for the women's world record. There is a men's 300 meters hurdle race on the schedule for this year's Oslo Diamond League on June the 12th. So what do you think? The 300 meter hurdles will become an official race. I don't know. I need to think about that one. But I thought you all would love to hear this.
Introducing Peter Lloyd World merchandise, where style meets comfort. From trendy tees to cozy hoodies, we've got something for everyone. Elevate your wardrobe with our high-quality, fashionable designs that make a statement. Whether you're hitting the streets or chilling at home, Peter Lloyd World has you covered. Shop now and upgrade your look with Peter Lloyd World merchandise. Available exclusively at Peter Lloyd World. Link in description below.
So, I'm sure you've heard by now that there's been discussion about moving the national trials. Now, I don't know how authentic this is. I mean, I've heard it, I've read it in credible, sources, but I'm hearing other people saying that no such a thing has occurred. So, let's listen to the words of the great one himself, Stephen Francis of MVP, his thoughts on the idea of moving the Jamaican National Trials or Championships to accommodate Grand Slam. That's what I got from it. You can tell me what you got from it. CVM TV reported Coach Francis says he was at a loss as to why the J3A, the Jamaica Athletics Administrative Association, considered moving the National Senior Championships date. The championships are set for June 26 to 29 at the National Stadium, but these dates clash with the final meet at Grand Slam television series, track series, apparently television series. Boy, people, sometime, trust me. And what I meant to say is, but those dates clash with the final meet in the Grand Slam track series, scheduled for Los Angeles from June 17th to the 29th. Here's what Stephen Francis says.
I refuse to believe still that there was any discussion about a change of a date in February. Knowing, I'm assuming that everybody knows the kind of planning and preparation that goes into preparing these athletes to perform at the highest level. So if you know all of that, I don't know why there was a discussion. So I don't think that there has been one. Somebody told me that there was trying to accommodate the people in the Grand Slam. But I said to them, I said, my understanding is that there are only 3 ambassadors we have who have to run every meet. And those 3 have been given exemptions for the final meet, which occurs on the trial date. I said, all the other Jamaicans are challengers. And you don't know they're going to, you know that they're going to run in Kingston. But as far as you know, they may never run another one. Because those people, those challengers, are variable from meet to meet. But in any case, even if you want to accommodate them, what about the commitment to the London Grand Prix, to the London Diamond League and Monaco and those races which I had in the summer, which the top Jamaican athletes would have to miss because of the fact that you're thinking about moving the meet? I mean, so are you going to destroy the Diamond League, which is the backbone of the sport, because you want to accommodate the Grand Slam? So I mean, and to me the biggest issue is you need the college students to be at their best shape, right? And that is the best shape is close to the end of the NCs. Half of our athletes are prepared in the United States, and we know, well, I know, that if the trials is any date else, the coaches are not going to prepare them.
Yes, sir. Coach Stephen Francis always speaks it as it is, man. The man just say what I say. I raised some very good points, because the truth is, when I first heard this, I was a little confused. I mean, my first thought is Grand Slam must be spending a whole heap of money, people. Way more money than all the Diamond Leagues put together. He makes some very valid points. The truth is, I have to sort of reserve most of my opinion, because I just like him, I'm not quite sure what happened, because I've asked, some people said meeting did occur, and some people in the industry said nothing like that happened. It's a rumor. So I want to hear your opinions. What are your opinions about what Coach Francis just said regarding the thought of moving the Jamaica National Championships to accommodate Grand Slam? Well, cousin Dina Asher Smith. Well, Dina Asher Smith made the trip over from her current training base in Austin, Texas to Windsor Castle to receive the special honor from King Charles for services to athletics. Big honor for her. Here she's receiving her special honor from King Charles and looking elegant as always. Big up to you. Congratulations, cousin Dina Asher Smith, our hot cousin. Well, the first day of the Issa Boys and Girls Champs 2025 has concluded, and the big stars, as we anticipated in the high school big stars, all delivered, in my humble opinion. And let me tell you this, people. The new stadium track looks amazing in the world's most beautiful flag colors. Yes, the black, green, and gold looks amazing. But more important than how beautiful the track looks is, people, the track fast. The track fast. How fast? Several of the athletes in the heats were running close to their PB. Several. Throughout all the classes. From class 4 to the girls to class 1, class 3 to the boys, class 1. I'm talking specifically about the 100 meters. We're going to talk about the 100 meters today. Now, there was a 400 meters hurdles semi-finals that we'll talk about tomorrow, as well as the 400 meters heats early in the day. But I want to address specifically the 100 meters because, you know, that's what many of us love. And the 100 meters, of course, as you certainly would know by now, the finals will be on Wednesday of this week, which is tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow, yes. Now, I should tell you, if you're new to the channel, you might notice, but during the Issa Boys and Girls Champs, the exclusive right to show any videos from the actual races belongs solely to Television Jamaica, TVJ. None of us can actually show you any footage of the actual races. We simply can't, or we will be slammed with not a copyright claim but a copyright strike. So, and that's a serious problem for any YouTuber. I need to say this. So you will not see any of the races during champs on this channel. I can't even show you a 1 second clip. I have learned, and any YouTuber who's been doing this for a while will tell you this is a very bad idea. In other words, I couldn't even send my crew to shoot it separate from TVJ, because even if I did that, I can still get a strike because they have the sole right to broadcast this globally. So I just want you to know, right now, you're not going to see any races from this year's Issa Boys and Girls Champs as we are speaking.
Ahead of the field, expecting SHANOYA Douglas to come, but Dockery ahead of Douglas. Dockery will take.
Now we're going to start with the class 2 girls 100 meters, and as expected, SHANOYA Douglas dominated. Now the race that you just saw, you will not see that because that was the finals of the 100 meters for the Carifta trials, where the race was on the 20. The fact is, Sabrina Dockery is class 1, SHANOYA Douglas is class 2. So at the champs, you will not see them running against each other. It just won't work. Now, SHANOYA Douglas, who ran in Heat 1 of the class 2 girls 100 meters on the new track over there at the National Stadium, first day of the Issa Boys and Girls Champs, just looked like she was floating in the park. She looked supreme. Absolute control, absolute. It was evident that she was not giving any more than maybe 60-65%. She has a whole lot more left in the gas tank. Douglas is going to blow our minds, I think, in that finals. SHANOYA Douglas, as I said, ran in heat number 1 and won easily in a time of 11.93 in that heat. However, she did not run the fastest time. That belongs to this young lady who is Adora Campbell of St. Jago High School. Adora was impeccable. Adora Campbell enters the semifinals with the fastest qualifying time of the class 2 girls 100 meters. That time is 11.60. Pashage Forest of Vertech. Second fastest time, a time of 11.91. SHANOYA Douglas, the third fastest time, the time of 11.93. And one of our favorites also, Latrice East of Woolmer's Girls, who ran a time of 11.94 to qualify with the fourth fastest time. Moesha Gale of Edwin Allen High School also looked impressive, running 11.99 to be the fifth fastest qualifier going into the Class 2 Girls 100 meters semi-finals, which takes place tomorrow. Now, as one would anticipate, in the Class 1 Girls, sheer absolute dominance by Sabrina Dockery. Dockery, as you remember, did not win the 100 meter finals last year when she took on Thiana Lee Terrelon. In fact, she came second. But the Dockery we saw last year, based on what I just saw in the heats, is not the same Sabrina Dockery.
Dockery and Hazel. We'll have something to say about this. Set position and sent off Dockery out quickly. And so do Davidson. It's Dockery. Terrelong trails. Dockery leads, carrying the hopes of St. Elizabeth. Here comes Thiana Lee Terrelong of Edwin Allen. She rises to the occasion. 11-1. Didn't get the best of starts, but certainly came through towards the end to reel in the Sabrina Dockery of St. Elizabeth. But the winner of the Class 2 Girls 100.
That was the finals of the ISA Boys and Girls Champs Class 2 Girls 100 meters from last year, 2024. Now, in this Class 1 lineup, Sabrina Dockery, who ran in the heat number 1, reigned supreme. Dockery cruised to a new personal best and an impressive one of 11.12. In fact, Dockery herself was shocked. It was evident that she wasn't really running. 11.12, if you remember, at one point was the national record for that class for quite some time. And she ran that as if she was going for a jog. She was shocked. She was jumping up and down because I'm telling you, she made no effort. She completely dominated that entire heat one. Absolute dominance. In fact, she dominated the entire, if you put all the heats together, that 11.12 people was a whole different level. In fact, I can say, look, we'll talk about it later. We'll talk about it a little later. As I stated, Sabrina Dockery ran a very impressive new personal best and meet record of 11.12 to enter the semifinals with the fastest qualifying time. In the second fastest qualifying time, and I want you to note the time difference, is Danelia Lewis, whose second fastest qualifying time is 11.59, which is, by the way, a very impressive time. Janine Armstrong of Edwin Allen, by the way, Danelia is from Homewood Technical High School. Third fastest qualifier going into the semifinals is Janine Armstrong of Edwin Allen with 11.59. Also, Kara Meikle of Homewood Technical ran 11.61 for the fourth fastest qualifying, and Renika Edwards 11.64 entering the semifinals as the sixth fastest qualified young lady in the Class 1. This is Class 1, remember, girls 100 meters from earlier today. Just really impressive. Now this, of course, is my 2 cents. Let me say this. I can say this right now. If we have a plus win factor of anything like a plus 1.25 up to plus 2, which is legal, behind this young lady who just ran 11.12 with absolute ease on a track that I'm telling you, people, looking at the times, a lot of these people were running close to their PBs and they weren't really trying. This is a very fast track. This is going to be interesting because remember, they put a new track layer, a new additional layer, so they didn't just paint the color, they actually added a layer. If what I'm told is correct, and I'm pretty sure it's correct. This young lady can break. Yeah, I'm going to say it this early. She can what I saw reminded me of Alana Reed. when she ran that insane 10.9. I think what I just saw is someone who can easily surpass that said 10.9. If she doesn't get into her head, meaning Sabrina Dockery, if she stays healthy and she follows her race plan on this new track, I think that 10.9 will fall. Sabrina Dockery could be the second high schooler. If the wind is correct, that's the key here, and she's healthy, to break that sub 11. And I think if she breaks the sub 11 based on what I saw her doing that running that 11.12, trust me, that 10.92 is on the real threat. Real threat. We could have a new national record and a new champs record for the Class 1 girls 100 meters. Just insane. And on the 20 100 meters. People, she wasn't running. She was just going through the motions, and she ran 11.12. She was shocked. She was jumping all over the place. She was absolutely shocked. So I can't see what would happen if she gives us 80 to 90 to 100%, and if she's pressed by someone. This is almost a done deal, but you can't say that in track and field. Very impressive run, people. Very impressive run. SHANOYA Douglas. Douglas did not run the fastest time, but the manner in which Douglas executed, it was evident that she was on cruise control, absolute cruise control, which was incredible. So I think we are in for a heck of a race. However, it is not a done deal regarding Douglas in the Class 2 girls 100 meters. I think she's going to be pressed, but I think if she's pressed, she's going to respond, and we're going to see some very impressive times. Now, tomorrow morning, I will talk to you about the young men in the 100 meters. But this, of course, is my 2 cents. Now, don't forget to check out our merch store. I'll leave a link in the description below, where we have all our Peter Lloyd merch, from t-shirts, hoodies, mugs, cups, stickers, you name it, we have it there. Check it out. I leave a link. It's at printify.com. And also, if you are interested, you want to support the channel just because you are a huge fan, we have a membership, very reasonably priced, and it would mean a lot to us if you could just sponsor the channel. And we're also going to do some interesting things a little later on in the year. Also, if you can't do any of that, or you can, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, the notification bell, and hit the like button. Tell me if you were as impressed with Sabrina Dockery's performance as I was. I mean, I think of all the performances I saw today, that 11.12 was the single most impressive. Do you agree? Now, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, notification bell, hit the like button. Remember, your royals, kings, and queens. Bless us!